All right, this video is for the lesson 8.10 homework. For this page, we're finding the area of the shaded figure. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to find the area of the gray shape, kind of ignore this, find the area of the gray shape, and then we're going to subtract the piece that's cut out, or the white shape that's inside of it. So our gray shape here is a trapezoid. So 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. And we don't have to find anything weird. We've got everything we need. So my trapezoid is 400. Anybody remember the kite?
It's the
Is it half, diagonal 1, diagonal 2? I think that's the kite. Let's see if it works with it. 8 times 12 means the kite is 48. So gray figure first. 400 minus the 48 gives me 352. And then this is going to be feet squared. Okay. You're going to find the rectangle, and then you're going to subtract the triangle. The triangle, you have its height. How would I find this piece of the triangle?
Yeah, 7.2 subtracted from 21.
So this piece of the triangle is 6.6. So you need these two pieces for the rectangle. You need these two pieces for the triangle. The reason I want to look at the other one on 4, just to make sure you understand how to do this in the calculator. So the gray shape is a diamond. So again, half diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So diagonal 1 is 19.7, diagonal 2 is 11.6. And that's what they're drawing, the diagonals outside the shape because there's not room inside. If you take that line and you move it up, it lines up perfectly with corner to corner there. All right, so the kite in this one is 114.26. And then we've got a circle, pi r squared. So pi, radius is already given to us, and then we square it. But I need to subtract, the 114 needs to go first. I don't want to type this long decimal from the circle again. So control negative, plug that answer in, and let the calculator type it in for you. So 61.45 feet squared. As long as your circle is the last answer in your calculator, that'll work. So on number 2, what I would do is I do the triangle first. Find the area of the triangle, and then do the circle in your calculator. And then once you have that answer, you can just hit minus the area of that triangle. All right, more than one shape. Which one do y'all want, 5 or 6?
I say
5?
5.
Okay. Main shape, gray shape, parallelogram. Base times height is a parallelogram. So 18 times 12, that parallelogram is 216. What they're not telling you, and I don't like it when they don't label, they could at least like mark the sides and say, oh, this side is congruent to this side. This side is congruent to this side. Eyeballing is a tough business. But what this means is we have two trapezoids that are identical here. So 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So my bases are 8 and 10. And then my height is the 7. So each of these is 63. Always be careful kind of when you have those congruent shapes. So we're going to take the 216 and subtract 63 twice from it. And we get 90 inches squared. I'm going to do number 6 because it's a wonky one too. Number 6, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write everything out in one long line. Okay, so we're going to do the big circle minus the semicircle minus the parallelogram. So circle is pi r squared. So for that big circle, pi, what would the radius of this big circle be? Be 9. Okay, semicircle is 1/2 pi r squared. So 1/2 pi. What would the radius of this semicircle be?
Half of 14.
Half of 14, because from here to here is 14, and this lines up. So 7. And then subtract the parallelogram, which is just base times height. I did it that way, so instead of trying to do all the decimals, I can type all this in at once. Again, the less times that I have to type decimals in, the more accurate my answer is going to be. What is that going to round to? 93.499. If I'm rounding to 2 numbers after the decimal.
93.5.
5, yep. And that's feet squared. Eight's not too bad because it's all straight shapes. This side right here is also 7.2. Okay. Let's look at this rectangle though. I've got 2 semicircles here. If I've got 2 semicircles, what do I really have? I got 1 circle, right? So instead of working it in 2 pieces, we're just going to do pi r squared for that. So let's do the rectangle, gray rectangle. How would I find the area of that one?
19.5 times 9.1.
9.1. Okay. So that's the rectangle. So then I need to, from that, subtract the circle. So again, I don't want to type, and here's actually how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it this way, do it all in one line, the area of the circle I want to put in parentheses. Otherwise, it's just going to subtract one piece and not the other pieces, okay? Parentheses are your friend. What's the radius? Ew. What's the diameter? How would I find this all the way across?
Add the 8.4 subtracted from the 19.5.
Minus 8.4 minus 8.4, so that's 2.7. So then if that's diameter, what's radius? How do I get the radius from the diameter?
1.35.
But how'd you do it?
Divide by 2.
Divide it by 2. Okay. So, kind of messed up my plans there. So we're just going to do the circle. All right, I need to subtract that from the rectangle. So I can type the rectangle in and then just Control negative, put the answer in there. Subtract the circle. 171. 72 yards squared. Let me pause this. All right, last one. We got 2 circles. 10 is the easier of these, okay? Ooh. No, 10 is not the easier. The big circle, the gray circle on this one. What's the radius of the big circle? How would I find the radius of the gray circle? On 9.
Add 2.86.
If this is the radius of the smaller circle, then the distance from here to here is going to be the same distance, 10.3. So I could add those two together. And that's the radius of the big circle. And then I can just subtract the small circle. Okay? I'm going to let you do that one because it's set up ready to go. On number 10, we have the radius of the big circle. It's 11.2. How would I find the radius of the smaller circle, the white circle?
Take the 11.2, subtract 5.6.
Mm-hmm. Because from here to here is 5.65. So if I need to know from here to here, just subtract. So 5.55 squared. Okay. So again, this one I can do all in one piece in my calculator, so I don't have to type things twice. Yep. So 297.31 yards squared.